Today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy bread using the bread machine. This is a loaf of Anadama molasses bread. It's soft, it's fluffy, it's wholesome, and it's delicious. And it's so easy to make using your bread machine.
Welcome y'all to Robin on the Farm. Today I'm sharing with you a really easy bread machine recipe. Today I'm making Anadama bread or molasses bread. This is a traditional New England hearth bread that has a unique taste and texture because of the additions of molasses and cornmeal. And it's a really beautiful golden color. This is just a fun one to make in your bread machine. So give this recipe a try. I think you're gonna like it. So let's just get started. I'm gonna start with 1 1/4 cups of lukewarm water. You want this to be about 100 to 110 degrees. So 1 1/4 cups right on into your bread machine loaf pan. You definitely want to get your loaf pan out of your bread machine instead of trying to pour everything into your bread pan while it's in there, because you can over pour and spill and it makes a mess in your bread machine. So don't do that. Now, after the water, we want some oil. So I'm going to use 1 1/2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to use this light tasting olive oil, but you can use coconut oil, sunflower oil, really any kind of oil that you want. So 1 1/2 tablespoons right on in there with the water. And next we want some molasses. This is the star of the show in this bread. You want 1/4 cup of this molasses right on into your bread machine loaf pan. Now, molasses is the traditional ingredient in this Anadama bread, but if you have sorghum syrup or cane syrup, those work great in this bread too. They're very similar. Now, I sprayed my little container. Be sure you spray it, oil it, butter it up before you put that molasses in there, or it's gonna stick really bad. So that really helped when I did that. All right, next we want some salt. I love this Redmond's real salt. I always bake with this. So this is what I recommend and what I really like using. But you're gonna use 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. Now, I always tell you, make sure that you pour not over your bread machine loaf pan, or you may over pour it and ruin all of your ingredients. So I'm gonna pour it over here, and now I'm gonna add it. So 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And our next ingredient is another one that makes this bread a little bit special and different. This is cornmeal. So you're gonna want 1/2 cup of cornmeal, and we're gonna put it right on into our loaf pan. This is some fresh ground cornmeal. I got out my Nutri-Mill wheat grinder and I ground up some corn, but you can definitely just buy it at the grocery store too, already ground up. But I like to grind it and use it every chance I get, so I really like making this bread. So 1/2 cup of cornmeal right on into your loaf pan. And now it's time for some flour. We're gonna use 3 1/4 cups of flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that right on in here. You can use bread flour or you can use all-purpose flour, or this bread is fantastic with fresh milled flour, any kind of whole grain flours. This one works really well like that. But I'm just using plain old all-purpose flour today. So I'm gonna use 3 1/4 cups. Now I'm making this recipe in cups and spoons, but down in the description, I'll leave the printable recipe, and I'll also leave the recipe in grams if you like that better. So 3 1/4 cups right on into the bread machine loaf pan. And our very last ingredient already is the yeast. This is some SAF instant yeast. I store it in the freezer, I get it out to make bread, then I stick it back in the freezer, and it'll last for years and years and years past the expiration date that way, if you buy your yeast in bulk like this and then just store it in the freezer. So that's what I recommend. But I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of this SAF instant yeast. You can also use active dry, rapid rise, bread machine yeast. Any of those will work well in this recipe. Now that I have all of the ingredients for my Anadama bread or my molasses bread in my bread machine loaf pan, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into my bread machine. This is my Zojirushi Home Bakery Supreme. I love this bread machine. This thing gets so much use in my home. I've had it for a long time and I make lots of bread in it. So I definitely like this bread machine. Now, a lot of times I'll use the dough cycle and bake the bread in the oven. That works great for this loaf, but it also works really, really well just to make it totally in the bread machine. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna go the easy route. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'd like to choose a light crust. You can do light, medium, or dark, whatever you prefer. And I'm gonna press start. Just a basic white cycle. Now I have my preheat turned off because I already use warm water, so I really don't need that preheat. So if you have a bread machine like this, you can go ahead and turn off the preheat and it'll get kneading right away. Now I'm gonna let this mix up just for a few minutes and then I'm gonna check on my ball of dough. This is the most important part of making bread using your bread machine. You've got to check on your ball of dough just a few minutes after it starts mixing. If it's too wet or too dry, your bread will not turn out in the bread machine. So you definitely have to check on your ball of dough. I'm gonna give this about 3 to 5 minutes and then I'll check on it. I'll show you exactly what your dough should look like.
My bread machine's been going for about 4 minutes and I'm just checking on my ball of dough. This ball of dough looks really good. It's not too wet, it's not sticking to the sides and to the bottom and to the paddles of my loaf pan. It's not too dry, it doesn't look crumbly, it's coming together really nicely. So this ball of dough looks great. If yours is looking too wet, add about 1/8 cup more of flour. If yours is looking too dry and crumbly, add about 1 tablespoon of water. Give it time to mix up and try to get it to look like this. If it looks like this, your bread is gonna turn out fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door and I can be confident that my loaf of bread is gonna turn out great. I will show it to you in just a few hours when it's done. Our loaf of Anadama bread is ready. Let's go ahead and get it out of the bread machine and check it out. What a beautiful loaf of bread. Now remember, I set my bread machine to a light crust and I feel like it browned up nicely. So if you want it just like this, do a light crust. If you want it a little darker, do a medium or dark, but I think it looks great. It does have the holes in the bottom from the paddles, but I don't mind that at all. But if you want to, you can remove your paddles before the final rise and bake, and then you won't have any of the holes in the bottom. So that's kind of a nice option. Or you can use your dough cycle and bake it in the oven. Now what I like to always do is melt a little bit of butter. This is my cast iron melting pot. And then I put the butter all over the crust. And this just gives you that beautiful shine. It'll give you a really good tasting buttery crust. And it'll make your crust softer. So that's what I like to do. Now to get an even softer crust, after I brush it with butter, then I take a tea towel and I cover up my loaf. And that warmth and the condensation in there will give you just a really good soft crust. And if you can stand it, then you want your bread to totally cool before you slice into it. But let's be honest, I hardly ever have the patience to do that. I did let this Anadama bread mostly cool off. And when you let it mostly cool off, then you're gonna get a better crumble texture out of each slice of your bread. And it's also gonna slice a lot better. It's not gonna crumble apart on you. Look how beautiful this bread is. Isn't that such a gorgeous color? I love this bread. It's really unique. What sets Anadama bread apart is its rustic, slightly sweet flavor. The cornmeal gives it a little bit of crunch and texture, while the molasses brings in this deep, earthy sweetness. It's not sugary, it's just rich and warm. Now, of course, traditionally, this Anadama bread is kneaded by hand and baked in an oven. But we used the bread machine today, and that just really simplified the process. That meant less mess, no kneading, and our kitchen still smells like a bakery. This is still homemade bread, even though we used our bread machine. To keep this beautiful loaf fresh, I'm storing it in one of our beeswax bread bags. My daughters and I make these together, and they're breathable, reusable, all natural. We use organic materials. And it's just a really good, healthy way to store your bread. And isn't it so cute on the countertop? I'll leave the link for these beeswax bread bags, plus the printable recipe for this Anadama bread down in the description. I'll also have the recipe in grams and cups and spoons, depending on how you like to bake. Thanks so much for being here with me on Robin on the Farm. I will see you next time.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough. With flour on her apron, loving each knead, ground wheat fresh, sowing her seed. The smell of fresh bread